Hello and welcome to the latest edition of I Want To Run Eastenders. Now, I was on Twitter about half an hour ago. You've heard of Danny Hatchard, right? He plays Lee Carter in EastEnders. Well, there was a picture of him punching the guy who plays Ben in the programme, of course. So I made a quip about his acting, which probably wasn't the best thing, wasn't the nicest thing I should have done. I just couldn't help it, I did it. He then responded by saying that, no, this is exactly what he said. He said, "Pipe down, son. Nobody wants to know the opinion of a writer nobody's heard of." So, you've heard it here first. You can check it out. You can check this tweet out. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm Movies TV Mad, and I'm Mick Means on Facebook, of course. Now, what does this tell us about what's going on over at EastEnders at the moment? It means that kind of attitude kind of tells me I totally apologise for what I said. I shouldn't have quoted the guy's acting. It's not the best, but I should have kept it to myself. But that response was amazing. It could have been a better response. But to say that, you know, I'm an ordinary Joe. I'm not a professional writer. I'm an amateur writer. I've never said I'm well known. I've never said I'm famous. I've never said I'm anything special. But for a privileged guy who's working on one of the biggest shows on British television, to talk to a viewer like that is outrageous. And that just shows the attitude that EastEnders must be from everyone involved. If this guy's talking like that to viewers, that we don't care what you think. We don't care about your opinion. We are better than you. We are, that's my phone, you've got to ignore it. But we are better than you. Pipe down, son, we don't want to know what you've got to say. That basically means any feedback to anyone working on EastEnders, to the BBC, will just be ignored as if, oh, what we're doing is brilliant. And really, you get that kind of attitude from anyone's tweet who's working on EastEnders. Oh, what we're doing is so good. Yeah, we're back on top now. EastEnders is not back on top. Any night that Coronation Street's on, it never beats it. It does okay on a Tuesday night because Corrie isn't on. And because Emmerdale's at 7 when people are just getting in from work. And they're not, you know, they're recording Emmerdale. EastEnders is the weakest of the soaps, and this guy who rudely responded to me, who isn't a very strong actor, who's basically there because he's, if you like, somewhat good looking. Now, I don't want to be horrible to people. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. That's not the point. But as I say, to talk to someone, and this has really now made me more determined that EastEnders gets the surgery that is needed for over a decade now. As we all know, I've got my concept of the crime war, the crime battle, battling for Walford between Chrissy Watts and Aaron Wilmot-Brown, and that is just the tip of the iceberg of the plans I've got for the show. I've conceived a story where Stacey is a drug addict. She's doing drugs with Nick Cotton. He's a supplier, as well as taking it with him, and they're actually having a kind of messed up relationship. And what happens is when the massacre of Walford happens and all these residents are shot because of the shooting between Chrissy's gang and Aaron Wilmot-Brown's gang, this starts to motivate Stacey to get clean and to help. And what happens is slowly there is a rebellion of ordinary people trying to fight back against Chrissy Watts and Aaron Wilmot-Brown. And Stacey would be very much involved in that. So that's where I am so far. You know all the other stuff with my my fiction, of course. But that's where I am with my EastEnders concept. It would be a very, very serious, violent, dangerous place to be, Walford. And we wouldn't just be concentrating in Albert Square. We'll be around. This show's about Walford, but it's called EastEnders, so you can do that as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't just have to be focused about one little area of the East End. It is called EastEnders after all, so you have got the capacity to do that. So I thought I'd do a quick video to kind of vent a bit about what just happened. Very sad. As I say, I shouldn't have said that. It was a bit below the belt. I shouldn't have said that. But I think a better response, or if I'm such a nobody, why respond to me? Do you know what I mean? It's a very sad situation. You do get this from Twitter, and it's not, let me get this straight, not all actors and actresses are like this. Kim Marsh, who plays Michelle in Coronation Street, has responded to me 2 or 3 times. and we have a lovely, polite exchange, because obviously she's a lovely girl. Obviously, I've never put down her acting, and there's no need to. She's a very talented girl. But the point is, it's how you take criticism, isn't it? They are actors, they are artists, so we're going to critique them. As I said, I shouldn't have said it the way I did, but I take that back. But they are going to get critiqued, and if they can't handle that, what are they doing in such a competitive industry? You know, we have kind of exercised the ghost that, yes, I'm a nobody, but it's the nobodies that's putting the money in your pocket. Where does he think the BBC, how can the BBC afford to pay him? Through the licence fee that everybody pays in. We are the customers. We are the people whose opinions should be listened to. But over at the BBC, over at EastEnders, they think everything is happy as Larry. And it's not. As I say, it's the weakest of the soaps. And someone has to stand up and be counted. And that someone is me. I want a better EastEnders. I want an epic EastEnders. EastEnders has the capacity to be just as big as Sherlock, just as big as Doctor Who, worldwide and in America, if someone takes it and gives it a more epic concept. And casting actors that look like real people rather than male models, female models, people who look perfect, they look like they've just got off the catwalk. That's what EastEnders was built on. I want to rebuild Tony and Julia's legacy. They deserve that much. They gave the world EastEnders, and they deserve a better EastEnders than what they have now. I'll do another video next time. We'll speak again. Have a very good night. Woo! Goodbye.